Hello children, welcome to Dayavati Modi Public Schools online class of SST. Today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter 2nd of history. From hunting, gathering to growing food. Human life has evolved over millions of years on earth. The early humans are known as hunter-gatherers. Their name is defined on the way they obtained their food. They gathered fruits, nuts, roots, leaves, seeds, and eggs for food and hunted animals. When they did not have enough resources to eat, they moved to different locations. Hunter-gatherers were nomads. They moved from one place to another. There are mainly 4 regions due to which they moved frequently. First, if they stayed at a place for a long time, they would end up eating all the available resources. Therefore, they would have to go elsewhere in search of food. Second, hunter-gatherers had to move from place to place because animals move from place to place. Animals move either to search for smaller prey or in the case of wild cattle and deer, in search of grass and leaves. And third point is, plants bear fruits in different seasons. So hunter-gatherers had to move from season to season. And last point is, people, plants and animals need water to survive. While many rivers and lakes were perennial and others were seasonal, people living on their banks had to go in search of water during the dry seasons. Archaeologists have found some of the tools hunter-gatherers made and used. These were spear-shaped tools used for cutting or smashing things. They were sharp on all sides. Some tools had sharp edges and were used to cut trees. Hammer and hand axes were some examples. Some tools were made from small stones. They were sharpened and used as choppers and knives. Wood was also used to make tools and huts. Children, look at map. All the places marked with red triangles are sites from which archaeologists have found evidence of hunter-gatherers like Kurnool, Bhimbetka. Now question arises, what are sites? Sites are places where the remains of things like tools, pots, buildings, etc. were found. These were made, used and left behind by people. Only some are shown on the map. Many sites were located near sources of water such as rivers and lakes. As stone tools were important, people tried to find places where good quality stone was easily available. Many of the caves in which these early people lived have paintings on the walls. These paintings were made in prehistoric period. The animals were drawn with attention to detail. Cave paintings in India are found in Madhya Pradesh and southern Uttar Pradesh. Traces of ash have been found in Kurnool caves. This suggests that people were familiar with the use of fire. They used it to scare away animals. It gave them light and warmth. They later learned to cook food on fire. The greatest invention of the early humans was perhaps the stone tools. During the Paleolithic age, man lived like a nomad. He was basically a food gatherer and moved from one place to another place in search of food and shelter. The term Paleolithic is derived from two Greek words, paleo meaning old and litho meaning stone. Man used stone weapons for hunting animals. He covered himself with barks or leaves of trees or skin of animals hunted by him. These people stayed close to the hilly areas and wandered in jungles. The tools used by Paleolithic men were crude and unpolished tools. The Old Stone Age is divided into three periods: Lower Paleolithic, Middle Paleolithic, and Upper Paleolithic. The later Paleolithic age turned man from a hunter to a food producer or farmer. This period is called the Mesolithic age. Men started making different types of tools, and they were called Microlithic, which were smaller and sharper. Men also used animals' bones and horns for making tools. Men learned to domesticate animals, build and live in small houses. The New Stone Age man progressed still further. His tools became better. This period was the beginning of agriculture, the invention of wheel, and making of pottery. Due to melting of the ice sheets, a shift came in the climate about 12,000 years ago. It began to be relatively warm, which led to the development of grasslands in many regions. Therefore, animals who depended on grass increased in number, like antelope, deer, sheep, cattle, goat, etc. This could be one of the reasons why early men began herding and rearing animals. This period also led to the various grain-bearing grasses like barley, rice, and wheat, which could have given the early men the idea of growing them. The change in climate meant that early humans could move into new areas where several grains-bearing grasses, including wheat, barley, and rice, grew in different parts. People probably collected these grains as food and learned where they grew and when they ripened. This may have led them to think about growing plants on their own. In this way, people became farmers. Men noticed that some animals often came near human habitations in search of food discarded by men. Man learned to tame some of these animals and use them for his own benefit. The dog was the first animal to be tamed. It was used during hunting and for keeping watch. Often people protected these animals from attacks by other wild animals. This is how they became herders. The process of selecting and gradually training animals and the art of growing food is called domestication. Humans discovered the food value of the seeds and certain grasses such as barley and wheat. They began to gather these for food. Seeds that fell at the time of gathering might have sprouted, suggesting the magic link between seeds and plant. Later, they might have experimented by dropping seeds into the soil and found plants growing. People select those plants and animals that are not prone to disease. They also select plants that yield large size grain. Men learn to tame some gentle animals such as wild dog, cow, goat, etc. and use them for his own benefit. As a result, domesticated animals and plants become different from wild animals and plants. Man was forced to stay in one place and have a settled life in order to take care of plants and crops till the grain ripened. Because if you plant a seed, you will notice that it takes some time to grow. This may be for several days, weeks, months, and in some cases, years. Now the produced grain had to be stored for two reasons, for food and seed. In many areas, there are evidences of storing grains using different methods. They dug pits in the ground, woven baskets, and large clay pots were also used. Now, again look at the map. All the places marked with blue squares are sites from which archaeologists have found evidence of early farmers and herders. Scientists study evidence of plants and animal bones. One of the most exciting finds includes remains of burnt grain. Scientists can identify these grains, and so we know that a number of crops were grown in different parts of the subcontinent. They can also identify the bones of different animals. At Burjahom in Kashmir, people use stone tools to dig circular pits. These pits were wide at the base and narrow towards the top. They may have provided shelter in cold weather. Cooking huts were found both inside and outside the huts, suggesting that people would have cooked food either indoors or outdoors, depending on the weather. Ash, coal, and pieces of pottery have been found in these pits. Neolithic tools have been found from many sites. These include tools that were polished to give a fine cutting edge. Mortars and pestles were used for grinding grain and other plant produce. Mortars and pestles are used for grinding grain even today. At the same time, tools of the Paleolithic types continued to be made and used. With the advent of agriculture, people were required to store their food grains as well as to do cooking, arrange for drinking water, and eating the finished product. That is why pottery first appeared in the Neolithic age. There are evidences of weaving cloth. They also used cotton and other materials. Children, the change did not happen with the same pace in all the regions. It was a process which slowly transformed hunter-gatherers to farmers and herders. There were people who continued as hunter-gatherers, whereas in others, the shift took several thousand years. There were also areas where all activities were done simultaneously throughout different seasons. Yes, children, last topic of this chapter is about Mehergarh. Mehergarh is a large Neolithic site located at the foot of the Bolan Pass in modern-day Pakistan. It is the earliest known Neolithic site with early evidence of farming and herding. Mehergarh was one of the places where people learned to grow barley and wheat and rear sheep and goats for the first time in this area. Archaeologists have found animal bones of sheep, goat, deer, pig, and cattle. Houses found here are square or rectangular in shape, as you can see in the figure. The houses are divided into 4 or more rooms, where some would have been used as storage. Archaeologists have also found several burial sites here. Due to the settlements of the early farmers and herders, burials of their dead became a major concern. There is evidence of a burial which contains goats buried with the dead. It is assumed that their purpose was to be food served for the next world. Children, now we have finished this chapter. I hope everything will have been cleared. Bye bye. Take care.